Welcome, everybody, to the Hooligan Sports Podcast, Season 2, Episode 30. We are back with the impromptu emergency episode. There's a lot going on in sports right now. There's a lot we want to cover. So, here we go. So, what are your guys' thoughts about the series? What are you guys' thoughts about the Dodgers versus the Brewers? It's a best-of-3 series, so you just need 2 wins, and all the games are at Dodger Stadium.
First of all, go ahead, Tommy.
What a boost.
First of all, I hate it. I hate the 3-game series. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's short.
Big shock.
But it's back to back. Yeah, but it's back to back. So obviously you're gonna have Buehler and Kershaw back to back. So
it's basically like if you're looking at it like you're saying back to back, all the games are home. You're looking at it like it's another series at Dodger Stadium. It's another homestand against the Brewers. And the fact that the Dodgers only lost one series all season long is a good sign, but we also haven't played the Brewers all season long because we were playing the West team. So
that's going to be a big thing too, because not taking anything from the West or the AL West, but we ran both of those divisions.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's the NL Central. 3 teams came out of the NL Central, and then Milwaukee's record doesn't. Obviously, they shouldn't be in the playoffs. They really shouldn't. But I think the Dodgers
teams. I think 4 teams came out of the NL Centrals.
Did it? Yeah.
Cincinnati, St. Louis.
All 4 teams came out of NL Central.
There's a bloodbath over there.
But I feel like this series is going to be, varsity team versus JV. Let's just have our fun with them,
Nah, it's a scary matchup still because 2 years ago that team was in the National League Championship and took us to 7.
Yeah, but look what
they still have the same bats.
But honestly, Yelich had a horrible year.
Yeah,
Yelich declined big time. Yes, big time, dude. And you can't really get into the bullpen because you have Hader out of there. But then again, you have to think about our bullpen. Jensen has been struggling lately. Jensen's been struggling a lot lately. And in that situation, what are you gonna do with if he continues to struggle and maybe say the Dodgers are up 3-0 or up by 3 runs going into the 9th inning, Jensen comes in and gives 2 runs up, gives 2 runs in. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just pull him? You're done. Gotta move on.
It was disappointing those past few games. I think we were talking one night or something, and we're like, "Here goes Jensen again," And it's like, that's a risk for me for playoffs right now. It's like, no,
it is. It really is. Like,
and us being Dodger fans who have been hurt before, we're just a little bit too.
We won't be surprised if it happens again.
Yeah. I already bought a coffin for myself.
It's funny though, not to knock on the Angels, but
did you buy it from Rose Cremation Services in Bellflower, California, one of our sponsors?
For $990.
No,
that was a
getting cremated there.
Oh, right.
But no, I seen this meme the other day. It's funny because it's one of the few times, right? 16 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think the only time maybe.
16 teams in the playoff, and the Angels still found a way not to get in the playoffs. I was like, that's pretty cool, man.
And then
I think was it Bustos that said that? Free Trout?
No, I said Free Trout.
yeah.
Always. You know what's crazy about Angels not being in the playoffs? The Dodgers literally just could have let them sweep us, and hoping Houston would have got swept by Texas. Yeah. Like, and as a Dodger fan, I was like, man, maybe we should. Like, who knows? But then Houston won on Friday, so it was just like, well, I guess we're gonna whoop you guys too.
What's funny about real quick talking about the Angels is no matter what lineup, how like solid 1 through 9, obviously not counting pitching, but solid lineup they put out. Like, oh, maybe this is the year where they're just gonna run through everybody. They seem to fail every time. Not only having the best player in baseball in that lineup, but you figure like Ohtani, you got Pujols, he's at the end of his career. They just got their big signing of Rendon this season. Like, you figure that they were going to do some damage.
Even Upton had a pretty good solid year too. Like,
they're like great on paper. They have really good players.
Yeah, on paper. That's what I'm saying. On paper, they're a top team in the league, I feel like.
But their pitching is garbage.
Hey, you know who they remind me of? The Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
I mean, not too far from the truth. They got the best player in the league on their team, and they suck.
But at least Edmonton makes the playoffs.
Kind of.
Yeah, but then
was that technically the playoffs?
Technically, they didn't really this year.
Technically, they did, but yeah, they didn't.
But back to the Dodgers. So this team is the best team I've seen all season. They have the
obviously
pitching.
One of the big differences from this season from any other season is obviously Mookie. This year we have Mookie. It's a huge addition to the lineup. You guys already see how different the Dodgers look with him in and not in the lineup.
Especially being a noticeable difference. The leadoff.
Yeah.
Dude.
How many home runs do you think he would have if it was a full season? That's
at least 30.
How many did he end up with?
15.
No, 16.
16.
60 games.
I think it might be more than 30. I think
it might be about 40 because if he had 16, he only went 60 with 182 season. So who knows if he could have went on it?
Yeah.
16 times what? Just
232.
About 40. About 40.
Yeah.
About 40.
Yeah.
Give or take 40. So
that's solid.
It's crazy though because I was reading about Milwaukee kind of withholding who they're gonna have pitch tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you remember? Okay, do you guys remember Milwaukee did that to us last time we met?
Game 5.
Game 5, they threw out a fake pitcher on us.
And me and DJ were next to each other that game.
Yeah,
and we saw it.
We were hiding up in the shade that game. We weren't because it was a day game. I don't think we were in the sun. We were over in the shade somewhere. But we were like, something was up, and at the last minute, they put one of the relievers, and he came in for a batter, right? Or
no. So they had their game. One of their starters, game 6 starters, and Miley's pretending to go on short rest. But we were watching the game in the first inning, and we're like, okay, wait a second. Why is there somebody warming up in the bullpen?
Yeah. During the opening of the game, their starter already came out, and they already had somebody warming up in the bullpen, and we were just like, what's going on here? And they've tried to be slick with us before, as far as deceiving who their starter is. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure the Dodgers have a lineup set for whoever the starter is. Like you're not telling me Andrew Friedman is already have contingency plans depending on if this guy goes, or whatever.
Well, the great thing about this team compared to those teams, we actually have a balanced lineup where we don't have to worry about that problem as much.
Yeah.
Because think about it, the only position they're actually going to be switching on will be the DH of it's Jock or Kike.
Also, another big addition, the Dodgers are going to have a DH in the playoffs. That's something obviously you have it in the World Series, but now you're talking about adding another bat.
The whole playoffs, right?
Yeah, the whole playoffs. And another big difference this year is the way A.J. Pollock is playing, because both Pollock and Betts were tied for the lead. I know Pollock hit 2 in the last game of the season, but they both had 16 home runs this year. That's huge. If we can get him producing, you know what I mean, and making a difference, and then get the guys who were, a little slow, had slow seasons and maybe not what we expected going, the Dodgers are going to look, they're already one of the favorites, but it's going to be scary. It'll definitely be interesting.
Think about this.
I just know I'm ready to get hurt again.
Think about this. The defending MVP champion, MVP of the National League, is batting 6th in this lineup right now. 6th.
He's batting 6th against a left-handed.
No, he's been batting 6th against righties too. Sometimes.
I'll tell you this, Deej. I know the Dodgers are going to win the whole World Series. I know the Lakers are going to do it because there's a pandemic and we can't go to a parade. So, of course, that's how 2020 works out for us.
All right. We'll
still never get to experience a Dodger parade.
Guys, before we okay, you know what? I'll ask this my question later. Continue. My apologies for interrupting you.
No, go ahead. Ask the question.
No. I rather ask it after the Lakers segment. So we'll do it there.
I think I know where you're going with your question, though.
You shut your mouth.
Is it about a joint parade?
Shut your mouth.
a joint bubble. No, but it's okay. So Dodgers in 2?
Yeah, for sure.
Dodgers in 2. It better be 2. I don't want a game 3. I've seen too many elimination games go wrong for the Dodgers.
Okay, so obviously the AL had their games today.
Altuve, there was a trash can hit on the top of the ninth.
Well, our good friend Sergio Romo showed up.
Dude. All he throws is sliders anyway. You already know what's coming. But no,
I missed the game. I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened.
I don't know. I just saw you
right? Kenta pitched a good game for 5 innings.
Pitched a good game, dude.
And then it was a 1.
Good this year too.
Yeah. It was a 1-1 game.
Minnesota's been honestly at a
so did
right?
Rich Hill.
No,
Yeah.
Rio pitched. Yeah, he came in clutch for Toronto too. But Toronto, he's pitching tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So both
Houston.
Maeda and Ryu both lost today.
No, Rio pitches
Rio.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think Maeda got a no decision though, because
Yeah.
he pitched. He only allowed one earned run.
One run in 5 innings.
And then
But
I saw the picture on the White Sox had a perfect game through like 6 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the
That's
A's, man. I don't know. Oh my god.
I'm glad we're not
Chicago
A's
has
fans.
the pitching. Chicago has the pitching, which is a
But
scary.
Chicago, but the funny thing is that Chicago went into the series losing like they're on a big slump. They're on a big
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say nothing. I was gonna say something after your comment.
So then, okay, as of right now, the Yankees beat up on the Indians. They're
Bad.
up 1-0 in the
Bad.
series.
Bad.
Tampa Bay beat the Blue Jays 3-1.
Yeah.
They're up 1-0. The White Sox beat the A's. They're up 1-0. And the Astros came back in the ninth and beat the Twins. They're up 1-0. So of those 4 teams that took a 1-0 lead today, do you think all 4 of them are going to win their series?
The Rays are gonna win. Well, see, that's hard too because you don't want to. I can't bet.
Now they're just one.
against
Yeah,
Rio.
now they're all just 1 win away.
When I was
in
picking
the series.
our picks today, our bracket, I had trouble with the Rays and Blue Jays
Toronto.
Rays and Jays.
even though the Rays, everyone's picking the Rays. It's like the first round was always that shocker round.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go for a stretch. I picked the Blue Jays.
Is the Yankees winning the series a shocker?
No.
No, I picked them.
You know why? Because I feel like for a while they were just declining, and I felt like everyone kind of got healthy again, and now they're just like I don't know how many people hit. How many people hit home runs today?
Quite 4 players homered.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's did anyone
Including
notice?
Stan and Judge, they're big guys.
Yeah. Did anyone notice that today's Tampa Bay Rays game seemed like a real home game with fans?
It was their biggest playoff game in years.
And by the way, I hate playoff baseball without fans.
Okay,
I think
playoffs.
any of those sports are weird right now.
Yeah, I agree with Rico on that one. All sports with no fans.
Yeah.
Is kind of
Well, baseball especially. I think it's weirder most without.
What do you guys think
fans.
about the fact that the last 2 rounds are going to be in the bubble, basically baseball bubble? I mean, it's weird that they waited to the very, very end. Like they played a whole season with no bubble.
Yeah,
they're doing the beginning of the playoffs with no bubble, but for the
they want the guarantee.
Yeah, I mean that's
guaranteed money.
To say the least.
They're trying to get the guaranteed money.
They want that World Series money.
Yeah,
you're probably not wrong.
Jeez, I know. I would have probably just kept it at whoever had the top seed, keep it at their house, so they really don't have to travel anywhere. I mean, the Dodgers don't have to go anywhere because they're going to run through the NL anyway.
Yeah, the Dodgers honestly have probably one of the easiest ones because of the way it ends up playing out. If they made it to the league championship series, it'd be in Arlington, and then the World Series would also be in Arlington. So they wouldn't, as opposed to having traveled between Houston or wherever,
and
Kershaw be in one spot.
And Kershaw can almost stay at home every game. Do you allow him to?
Nah, he's in the bubble. They won't let him leave.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, once it's bubble.
That's a great question though. When the Dodgers get to Arlington, because the families are there, will they allow Kershaw's family?
You can't.
No,
it's a bubble.
Didn't the NHL?
No. Will they allow Kershaw's
the
family?
Championship.
Well, the championship. That's right. Yeah.
Supposedly, the Dodgers were paying for the families of the players to also stay in the hotel. Like I think they said they were the only team in baseball that was gonna pony up the cash to
as long as they're
their families in the bubble.
Yeah, as long as they're checked, then I mean they get stuck in there too. But it's probably easier for players because I know.
Oh, for sure, and I'm sure. Honestly, the Dodgers have that advantage of having watching the basketball bubble, the hockey bubble, and kind of getting because I forgot who we were talking about that with, but like supposedly, there's the bubble's been a little different because it's been wearing on the players being in the same spot every day.
Was it a Tuukka Rask that left? He was one of
them. Somebody they were saying that they couldn't take it, so they've had that advantage of kind of learning from what other teams what's the biggest thing, and I'm sure a lot of their answers are they miss their family, they miss being away. So the fact that the Dodgers preemptively was like, well, don't worry, once you're in the bubble, your family will also be in the bubble with you. I'm sure that makes it a lot easier.
I think the Dodgers being in the playoffs for so many straight years and knowing how important the playoffs is for the team and the family to be involved, they understand. Yeah, the family has to come.
The Dodgers know the window's wide open right now. They got to do everything to guarantee a ship.
Yep, exactly. So they will.
Here's my next thing: the San Diego Padres. Like there's thorn in our side at the end of the. Will they continue to be that thorn during the playoffs?
So
I just don't like those guys.
Give me San Diego. I don't want St. Louis.
No, if the Dodgers win and the Padres both win, they'll meet in the next round, the division series.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's already going to be set. Like, you know what I mean? That's already going to be a guarantee if those teams were to advance. Like you're saying, that has a potential. Like, you're telling me there's nothing that San Diego and San Diego fans want more than to upset the Dodgers in the playoffs. One, to prove that now they're the team in the NOS, but two, to be able to continue on of giving the Dodgers the title of choker play, postseason chokers, whatever else that they like to try to use against.
Okay, but
let's look at it. And Manny Machado's prediction, right? That
is true too. I forgot about that. Good one.
But let's look at it this way though too. How many of their players have actually been to the playoffs and all that stuff? And it's gonna come down to playoff experience, and it's gonna come down to nerves.
Their top pitcher is gonna miss the postseason, right?
He might be back, but he's unlikely.
Yeah, like say they pass, the first round and meet the Dodgers. I think they're gonna be over the top, like let's go, and it's just gonna be too much for them, and they're gonna overdo it and try way too hard. So, but I'll tell you,
it's gonna be some fun baseball though.
One team I'm glad we didn't see in the first round is the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes, I don't want to face Cincinnati.
I don't want to face Cincinnati either. That's one team I don't want to face.
So I just read a report on Clevenger.
Sooner or later.
Clevenger is going to be ready for Game 3. They say maybe.
Who?
They say Clevenger for the Padres might be ready for Game 3.
One of their top guys. Like he had the sprained elbow, and supposedly there was a report that he was going to miss the postseason. But who's to say? I mean, who knows? If he's not ready and he tries to go out there, then he may get lit up. You've seen that happen before too. Guys trying to push it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
I'm excited. I can't wait for some National League baseball tomorrow.
I mean, next episode we'll be able to talk about whether we're really sad.
If we're heartbroken or not. Yeah, if we take like another 3-week break or something like that, know that the Dodgers lost and went depressed.
Or the Lakers lost.
Or the Lakers.
Yeah. I hope so. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Or the Kings trade away their first round pick.
Where do you guys want to transition next? Do you guys want to
Let's talk about the Lakers. Let's talk about the Lakers.
Speaking of possible championships, Lakers are in the finals right now. First game is also Wednesday.
So
maybe
how do we get there
when you're watching this? What?
How did we get there? Did we beat the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals? Oh wait, they choked again.
That was bad. That was bad.
So
Doc Rivers gets fired. Yeah,
Doc Rivers is now out. Speaking of windows, the Clippers window is closing faster than any window has ever closed before because they basically have to win next year because if not, both George and Leonard will become or have the option to become free agents.
Damn.
Mind you also, the Clippers do not own a first-round pick until 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already gone because the price they had to pay to get George.
Like I briefly mentioned,
PG regrets not going to the Lakers.
I think they both. I think Kawhi too.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I briefly mentioned yesterday, that Game 7 loss to Denver, not yesterday, but last episode, briefly, that might go down as the biggest choke job in LA sports history.
It's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. And what's crazy about that too is because, like, as we know, the Clippers have been trying desperately this year to grab some of those Laker fans and try to establish themselves as one of the big boys in LA, and for again to fail the way your franchise has every single year before. And like we were saying, I think we mentioned this last episode that the Clippers have never even been to the conference finals. The fact that they were one win away and had that chance for 3 games to finally do it, and they couldn't do it.
It's a curse, man.
It's a curse.
It's that curse.
Yeah, Ballmer's gonna move them to Seattle. Watch.
Okay,
it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about, like you said, Kawhi and Paul George have the option to leave and not next season, but the following season, right? And here they are trying to build a whole new arena. How are you going to fill that arena when you have no superstars?
They're lucky they got the richest owner in sports. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting regardless. But yeah, like back to the Lakers talk.
Who cares about that Clipper team now? We're done making fun of them.
The Lakers have won 3 straight series in 5 games, and we always tell Tommy before every series, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5, and for 3 straight series, it has been Lakers in 5.
What's your prediction, Tommy? Tell us, Tommy. Come on, Tommy.
I just want you to know I'm gonna stitch together like all your predictions.
What's
from,
your prediction?
All the past episodes of you being like, "Oh, I don't think the Lakers got it this year or this series."
Miami in 7.
Raw.
Miami.
Yes,
thank you, Tommy. I love you. You're the man.
That was the
man, Tommy.
I thought he was gonna say Lakers sweep or something like that.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Never.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about how the Lakers got there. They dominate game 1, but game 2 was the turning point with the AD shot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Lakers could have been down 2-1.
The Lakers could have been easily down 2-1 in the series. We're facing game 7 probably tonight.
That was a Kobe shot, right?
Yeah.
It really was. That was
Kobe.
That was a magical moment in Lakers history.
Yeah.
But we should have had to be there. We were up by 16 that game. We should have never been in that situation.
Yeah.
But that shot was still great. Still a shot like we all will remember.
And honestly, seeing LeBron playing at such a high level, like when LeBron gets into that mode, he like took over that last game. They tried to stop him, but nobody was going to stop him, and that's refreshing to see too because you can see LeBron still has that other gear in him, despite his age and everything else that everybody talks about.
So, question out there: how long have you had LeBron? A couple years, 3 years, 2 years?
Second year. This is our second year only.
This is the second.
Remember the whole fiasco about before he even announced coming here, and everyone hated the idea of LeBron coming to LA. Jonas never painted that mural, remember? And and then people like vandalize it. I wonder if those people
I think didn't Kobe come out and say something? Yeah, didn't Kobe come out and say something
I
like
think
he
so.
need to basically like accept LeBron and then obviously like you were saying after everything happened with Kobe and stuff like that, I feel like it also changed everything as far as the perception of like everybody's like LeBron has to win because he has to win for Kobe. Like the Lakers have to win because they have to win for Kobe.
And that was kind of like a passing of the torch too. Sadly, Kobe's passing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like somebody had mentioned like back in the day it was Magic and Kareem, and then the 2000 it was Kobe and Shaq, and then this one is LeBron and AD. And I was like, that's funny because there's always been some dominant duos in LA, and they able to take the Lakers.
Kobe and Powell.
I'm gonna even take it further. I'm gonna take it further too, man. Every great Laker team had a great white guy on there. Kurt Rambis, Madsen, right?
Sasha.
And who do we have now? The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Caruso.
GOAT. Every great Laker team had a white guy.
It's funny because I know like early on we were just like memeing him so hard. We were just like Caruso. But honestly, Caruso on the floor is a difference maker. And if you look, I think somebody had posted some numbers. Caruso with LeBron has been his like most effective player he's ever played with in his career as far as like productivity and like defensive wise. And I was just like, they were, listing everyone at Kyrie and everyone else. He's Dwayne Wade. He's been with in his career, and his numbers with Alex Caruso beat that, which is insane if you think about it. Like that's crazy. But he went, like I'm saying, from a meme to actually being like a core member of the team where he's like, there's a difference if he's not in that lineup.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me ask you this, though.
What was your question?
Besides,
at the Lakers
hold on. I'll ask 2 questions. First question is, besides LeBron and AD, who's the biggest one that needs to show up in order for them to win?
I have a player.
Rondo.
No.
Rondo was doing all right that last. He dropped.
When
there's one player.
Rondo's on, I feel like it's a big difference maker because he can control the floor and defensively. Like when Rondo's playing at the top of his game, I feel like the Lakers play at a different gear. If he's not playing, obviously the other guys have to take it. But I feel like I notice a difference when Rondo's at his peak.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Danny Green.
Yeah.
That was going to be my number 2, I swear.
I would say,
Danny Green needs to show up.
I swear that would have been my number 2.
Because Jimmy Butler, Danny Green needs – I know LeBron – we don't want to keep LeBron off of Jimmy Butler, but Danny Green needs to stop Jimmy Butler a little bit. in the
No,
series.
they need to start. They need to stop.
And he has to shoot threes.
No, yeah. And see, this is the thing though. Miami plays defense and they can shoot the threes.
Yeah.
With the Lakers and not against the Nuggets, but against the Rockets kept shooting threes, and the Lakers let them all day. You can't let Miami shoot threes because they can hit them.
Yeah, they can hit them. Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero is going to be an X factor for Miami.
Also, Bam.
Bam Bigelow?
No. Bam. Anyabado, whatever.
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
We get you, Boosters. Yeah, it's honestly going to be a fun series, and it's cool because, honestly, Miami ran through the East the same way the Lakers ran through the West. So it's destined to be a pretty good matchup regardless.
LeBron plays his ex team, right?
How sad is the media getting their dream matchup and the games in the bubble?
Yeah, exactly. And like you're saying, LeBron's old team and LeBron's best friend, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
You know, like he reps Miami so hard.
And Pat Riley, the former Laker coach, is an
advertiser, right?
And who's the coach of Miami? Because I know he coached LeBron when he was there.
Eric
Spoelstra.
Yeah. So
I'm
excited, guys.
Glad to be back in the finals after 10 years?
10 years. Okay, so this is the first NBA finals the Lakers have been in 10 years. This is the first. This is it could be the first World Series trophy that Dodgers won since 1988. You have to choose one.
I knew this was coming. That was the question.
Have the Dodgers
World Series.
World Series for us.
World Series.
Or Lakers NBA Finals.
I've seen the Lakers win like 5 in my lifetime. I haven't seen the Dodgers.
But wouldn't it be a great year to win it for Kobe?
Cool. No,
Rico came back and pulled my heartstrings.
I'm torn between that. You know what I mean?
Hey,
sorry. You have to choose World Series. I'm saying World Series.
Sorry, we just went.
That's hard, bro. That's hard, man.
Just win it.
But you have to choose, man. You can't. You have to choose one.
Dodgers, of course, Dodgers. But we just win both.
Rico.
Let's go Chargers. Let's bring that
first.
Dude, I'm torn. Okay, this is what I feel. This is why I'm torn. It seems like the Lakers just won it, and we still remember that fresh in our minds and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. The Dodgers, we've had a lot of back-to-back heartbreaks. But then it's for Kobe too, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like telling you to choose her.
I'll go with Dodgers.
Damn, Kobe just turned in his grave right now because he turned in
his grave. Right? He's like, how dare you?
I know, man.
Damn you, Rico.
Kobe was a Dodger fan.
I think the Lakers have more of a window winning it more consecutive years too.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers might win it, and then we might not hear from them for a little bit, or it'll be off and on.
Yo, which one of you guys' car's alarm is going off right now?
I don't know. Someone's getting jacked outside.
Wait, which one of us lives in the ghetto? Not me.
That's Rico.
Yeah, it is Rico.
Same, bro.
I'm strapped right here, bro. You know.
He just pulls out the
Rico.
Just in case.
Rico, what's your friends doing, man? They're trying to grab something from your car or something?
We like to steal catalytic converters, and you can recycle those for money at the metal shop, man. Come on, bro.
It's that Filipino gangs, man.
That's right, the Filipino mafia, bro.
Where's Clint Eastwood when you need him?
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
So, Rico, you mentioned the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
How did they do this weekend?
the team, I'll be honest, I'm okay with the loss. I know that's weird to say because I'm very impressed with Herbert, a rookie quarterback. A rookie quarterback throwing over 300 yards for 2 consecutive weeks. I think it was bad play calling on the code. I think there was times where Herbert had that forward pass and Lynn didn't challenge it. That could have got him the fumble back, stuff like that. But I think Tommy and I were talking about this. That last play that could happen, that hook and ladder. If Allen would have got into
field,
my God,
field, dude.
It would have been Boise State over again.
That would have been a great play. But I was with Tommy that day. You know, he was rooting for the Chargers. There's witnesses. He said that. I hope the Chargers win today.
I gotta say this: their defense is
You
hurt.
said that.
Again.
You said you were rooting for the Chargers. We were
Throw
on a
money
chat.
on them, fool.
Exactly. You're still rooting for them.
Hey, the defense was hurt. Plain and simple too. Their defense couldn't stop anyone. I think
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. There's no one
Ingram's
on the
hurt.
Panthers to stop, though. Christian McCaffrey wasn't
Yeah.
even there.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I know. That's what I don't get.
There's
For
no
everyone who
excuse for the
normally
Chargers.
watches,
But
you guys normally watch our show, you notice that we usually go back and forth and we give it to each other pretty good as far as our football teams go. This season, there's a weird pact. There's a weird exception going on because we have initiated the SoFi pact, the SoFi Brothers pact. And as both members, as our teams both share SoFi Stadium, we have agreed not to trash each other's teams. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. Actually, no, there's no exceptions to this rule. It's only we're giving each other passes as far as Ram slander and Charger slander, but 49ers are fair game and any other team is fair game. So that's why Christian, who wasn't able to make it today, so he can't defend the 49ers anyways. That still applies, and trust us, we've been continuing on with the 49ers slander. But yeah, we're in a weird way, we're kind of rooting for the Chargers, and we're like, you know what? I'm not going to hate on them today. Go on, guys.
Good job, little brother.
Good job, bro.
Good job, tenants. Good job. Thank you, landlords.
Sorry, last week. Hey, I broke the pact. I bet against them. I bet against the Rams.
Man, it only applies for us just trashing each other's teams because, especially on Sundays, a whole level of savagery usually comes through.
Yeah, I think I picked the Rams to win this week.
Yeah, you did.
And that was
the
close.
first week you picked them, they lost.
That was a good comeback.
Next week.
We should have won. That
was a great comeback.
You know what? You know why I like McVay? You know why he's the greatest coach the Rams have ever, one of the top greatest coaches the Rams have ever got? Because he said that one play does not define the whole game. We didn't stop these fools on 3rd and 22, 3rd and 25. We didn't do anything in the first half to win this game. And this is what McVay is good at. They made adjustments. And I was telling DJ, this defensive coordinator, all he does is just run zone the whole game. Second half, now you want to start sending bodies. Now you're going to send more players than they have on the line. That's what you need to do. You have Aaron Donald, man. Like, send more people so they could kind of have one-on-ones with him. Then
I feel like that with Coach Lynn on the Chargers. I just feel like he doesn't adjust fast enough. Sometimes it's like you're seeing things happening. Adjust that. I think that's what kind of. We were taking care of Kansas City that first week.
Yeah.
But KC adjusted. They started moving it to Kelsey and all that, and the Chargers couldn't adjust to that. Like, you don't see what's going on. They're going shorter now.
I just don't like when teams don't adjust fast enough. They adjust too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a surprise guest.
But hi, everybody. Yeah, hi, Angel. Yeah, but
he came in for Chargers talk. I don't know if you guys know this, but Baby Zach is the #1 Chargers fan.
Yeah,
everyone.
Let's go, baby.
I saw him in Chargers gear the other day.
That's the next Phillip Rivers.
I know. I hope he's like a Joey Bosa, man.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
He's
right
huge already.
Yeah, he is. He's getting bigger.
No. Okay, so with the Rams, one of the things that hurt the Rams also in this game was losing Jordan Fuller in the first quarter to a shoulder injury. Now, it's like I feel like this defense, as young as they are, they stepped up big time, dude. Yeah. Like, I didn't expect them to be – and I'm not saying they're great, but I didn't expect them to be this good, you know? And hopefully when they get that linebacker they drafted from Alabama, Terrell Lewis, I forgot his name. He's a beast, dude. Yeah. He's a beast, and you get back on Sean Robertson. I tell you this. We play the Giants next, then Washington, and then –
That's two wins right there.
I think the Niners and Miami – and I think we might hit the bye week, or we have one more game. The Rams could easily go 7-1 by the bye week.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, the Giants are not.
Well, they go 7-1 by the bye week, and who knows? I understand that the Niners have to play all the first place teams of every division because they won the NFC West last year, so they're gonna have to play Green Bay. They're gonna have to play New Orleans.
Yeah, they play all the hard teams.
Yeah, and it's just like cool. Like they're gonna have to struggle
the Rams schedule. The next opponents are the Giants, the Washington football team, the Niners, the Bears, the Dolphins, then the Seahawks.
And then the bye week.
Oh
right?
yeah, I was gonna say when you guys have the Seahawks, that's gonna be.
Well, think about it.
It's the Dolphins, then the bye week, and then we play the
Seahawks.
And the Niners are hurt. Niners are hurt this year.
The Niners are hurt. I don't know when they're gonna get Jimmy G back. I don't know if Mostert's going to be back by the time they play the Rams.
Bosa's out.
Bosa's out. The other defensive tackle's out.
Thomas is out.
And I wanted to mention that when Tommy mentioned the injuries on the Rams, and you guys talked about injuries right now, do you foresee a lot more injuries now because of the shortened training season? No, preseason.
Okay, let's look at it like this though too. And I was telling his brother this the other day. How many Niners got hurt at MetLife?
4 or 5. I mean, Christian.
That was a good number.
Where's Christian when we need him?
Now, let's look at it this way too. And they were saying this before. No one got hurt at MetLife week 1, but it happened week 2 and 3. Now, obviously week 1, no one's gonna get hurt because that grass is brand new, spanking. Who knows how torn that grass was right after. So, I don't know, man, and that's a tough one to say because you can't. And I know the Niners
did a lot of Jets players get hurt too at that same.
Le'Veon Bell got hurt.
Le'Veon Bell got hurt week 1. Jameson Crowder got hurt week 1.
But a whole 4 or 5 people like that, because that was
but a lot of players got hurt.
Yeah.
The Jets and Giants are just built different.
And then they had to play them the same field the next week.
Yeah,
right?
And that's
just different paint on the field.
That's why they didn't play. Kittle could have came back, but they didn't, and I wouldn't have either, man.
Yeah.
You have to save it. Save it for the long run.
I think anyone could have beat the Giants yesterday because the Giants are bad without Barkley.
And see, that's the thing though too. Yeah, and that's the thing though too. Daniel Jones is not a bad quarterback. He's not. No. But when you don't have the weapons around that he needs, he's going to make it seem like he's a bad quarterback. Look at Jared Goff in 2016, his rookie year, his first start against Miami. He looked horrible. He looked horrible. Like, you wasted a number 1 pick on this guy, but you had nobody. Jeff Fisher was your head coach. Yeah. He's a defensive mind. Sean McVay turned Jared Goff around. Jared Goff is not having a bad season.
Do you think
Jared one bad interception against Buffalo? The one against Dallas should have counted. Jared Goff has 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Over 300 passing yards, I think, week 1 and 2, and I don't know about week 3.
He had 300 in week 3.
Do you think Fisher would have had faith in Goff if he was still the head coach right
now?
No way.
Totally out, right? Totally gone, right?
Totally out. But see, okay, let's look at it this way. Say Fisher stayed, but see, that's the thing though. McVay wouldn't have took the offensive coordinator job for the Rams. No way. McVay is the head coach and he's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We have no offensive coordinator. Like, they have offensive coaches, but they don't have offensive coordinator. McVay calls everything. And I think what he should have done too is told our defensive coordinator, dude, you need to change this up. And I think he did. I really think he did because it was a whole different defense. And Aaron Donald, dude, pushing grown man out of the way like that.
He's been like insane all year. Like every game this year, he's had some like crazy.
He's earning his money, man.
Guy. Yeah,
he's
his
paycheck.
300-pound guy across the field.
And like Josh Allen is not a fucking small quarterback.
Josh Allen is very, very underrated as a quarterback.
I agree. Honestly, I was impressed, if anything, because
Josh Allen is not a bad quarterback.
Nah, dude. Like, I left that game even like, damn, dude. He's able to get out of like those situations where like he's being attacked. He can stay upright. And he can still make the throw while being pressured by Donald and whoever else.
You know what helped Josh Allen this year too? Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is a big addition for Josh Allen.
Yeah,
big addition.
I mean, he has his older version of Cooper Kupp and Cole Beasley.
Yeah, let me tell you this: we have Jared Goff, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson for like the next 4 years. Van Jefferson's going to be on his rookie contract for the next 3 years.
And then Tyler Higbee.
Tyler Higbee's gonna have to get his money sooner or later. But it's like, dude, this offense is gonna be together for the next 4 or 5 years.
And you got Cam
Akers
Akers
is hurt, but Daryl Henderson is coming out of the gate and not stopping. And that's the thing, though. If people are going to be like, "Oh, you left Gurley. Why couldn't Gurley do this last year?" You know,
I agree.
think our
he's
offensive line,
already got better numbers than Gurley's had this year, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
you got two good-headed running back monsters in the future with Akers
and not only that, but getting out of Gurley's contract before all that stuff kicked in too. Like that makes a big difference as well as being able to sign other guys like Cup and Woods and everyone else. Like that money became available. So I mean, honestly, and you're saying about the core being together. Not only that is McVay is also going to be their coach for that long. Like
for a while,
McVay using those pieces.
McVay, I think Les Snead realized, and so does Kroenke, they realize they have a special coach in McVay.
I agree with
they
that.
do.
I think they know.
But with McVay too,
there's like a blessing on their lap.
It's his age. He relates to the players a lot more than some of these older coaches. I think that was a big factor, and what helped the Rams kind of develop the past couple of years was that just close age relation, being able to relate to those guys.
Honestly, one of my biggest fears as a Rams fan is it's going to be like you always hear about stories about Belichick before he went to New England. Yeah. Like when where was he in Cleveland? I believe. Where was
Cleveland.
Cleveland. He was like working there and stuff like that. My biggest fear is like McVay is going to have like 3 or 4 years, and he's going to have like a down year, and they're going to make a harsh decision and fire McVay, and he's going to go somewhere else and just have a dynasty with someone else because he's so young.
What if he goes to the Chargers, man?
I feel like you still got another 30.
Hey, Rico, I don't think he would downgrade.
But then DJ, you could just recycle those McVay shirts. Those McVay shirts.
I really would. There's nothing Rams to stick on it. I'll just put them on some blue and yellows.
How'd you guys do on fantasy? Whether it was pick'em or fantasy football?
Well, it's funny you should ask because I'm currently first place in the Hooligan Sports Pick'em League.
And I think I think we discussed this last night. The commissioner in our league always gets first place by some odd reason. Bustos was first last year. At some point, he was commissioner. And
but Bustos
now
DJ shouldn't be in first place. I screwed up that one day.
Whatever, Bustos. It's not my fault. You have a drinking problem.
But by the way, the reason why I'm behind in the standings is because I forgot to make my picks.
Week one.
Thank you, Casey, for bringing that out on the group chat, because I would have missed the whole week.
But since then,
he's been coming back.
He was first place week 2, and he was first place week 3. But overall, he's still tied for last place, I believe.
I'm coming up one step at a time. He is
coming up quick. Yeah, he just tied the last place person, so he's slowly making his way up. But yeah, overall, first place. I'm not complaining.
I mean, I can't complain. I can't complain. The last 3 weeks I've had good weeks on gambling too, because football's last 2 weeks has been pretty easy to pick.
Yeah, Boosters is buying everybody PS5s this year for Christmas. He already promised that.
I mean, if the Cardinals would have won, you might have got it this week.
Wow, it's not even out yet. Boosters would have got it to it.
He knows someone. He
he made that much money, bro.
No, if Arizona would have won.
How'd you do on your fantasy teams, though?
I split 2-1. One of my teams is so bad right now because I have my 2 top picks injured in Michael Thomas and Devontae Adams, so I'm like in deep doo-doo in that league.
He said doo-doo.
Because Tommy was pissed at you for not picking up Cooper Kupp on your draft. So.
I have Cooper Kupp in one of my leagues. I have 3 leagues.
The one you're asking Tommy for advice on?
Oh, I'm 2-1 in that league.
Oh, right.
That team is good. And and I have Barkley, who's done for the season.
Ooh.
Austin Eckler had a good game for me yesterday with that league.
All right, so regarding football, usually we do our picks. What's the next matchup? Who's the Chargers play next week?
You don't even want to know.
I don't even want to know. Tampa Bay, Brady.
At Tampa Bay.
Brady.
At Tampa Bay?
I got to root against Brady again? Crap. Yeah. I thought I was done with that. I like Brady.
Who's taking it? Bustos? Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay. Chargers first time traveling far. I like Tampa Bay.
You said Herbert was hurt?
No, Herbert's playing.
He's fine.
He's gonna play.
Yeah, he didn't get no
And then the
injections.
Rams-
No injunctions for him. He's good.
Yeah. How about the Chargers? Wait,
Okay,
how about
yeah,
the Chargers medical staff? How about that? They freaking punctuate a lung of our starting
So,
quarterback.
as
It's
crazy,
it's a
as
conspiracy
crazy-
theory, man. I'm telling you.
As crazy as that sounds,
It's
I
like-
was reading about that online, and I guess that's fairly normal. Like they have to, when they're giving the shots, specifically in somebody's ribs, they have to like disclose to them before they're supposed to that there's a good chance that you can get your lung punctured because of like where it's at, and that's fairly common
Oh my
of a thing
god.
to happen. But reading even deeper about the doctors on the Chargers staff, man, those guys have had some issues.
Fire the
you know
whole
what
fire the whole medical staff because we're always injured anyway.
I've been saying that. I haven't liked the Chargers medical and training staff the past 5 years. We have way too many injuries.
You know
Yeah,
what
they're
makes
gonna
me
open
think
themselves
of?
to a lawsuit.
You know what makes me think of is when we play Call of Duty and one of us dies and we have to revive the other one. We
Yeah.
just go like this.
Yeah, that's
Or
a Charger.
Pulp
That's
Fiction.
Tyrod Taylor right there.
Like the adrenaline shot in Pulp Fiction.
Ugh.
Which is just
Oh
straight into the chest. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hashtag just Charger problem.
Just
Yeah.
Charger problems.
Oh.
Okay,
Just
so
Charger.
also coming up, another really big event, especially for us, is the NHL draft.
Ah.
Next week.
Wait, the Stanley
Yeah,
Cup's
can we
over
pay it?
already?
No, I will get to the cup right now. I want to talk about the draft. The season is now over. We can finally go. What now that we're a week away, Bustos? What is happening? What are the Kings going to do with that pick?
It's still I still think it's Clinton Byfield.
You think it's still Byfield?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I see all the fans want Byfield, but then when you see all the experts and all the mock drafts, it has the Kings taking Stützle with that second pick. So that's interesting because there's two ways it's going. And honestly, because supposedly Byfield is a year younger than everybody. They said if he was not eligible for this draft, he most likely would have went first overall in next year's draft. He'd been one of the picks. So that's also something interesting to consider. And I've also seen some crazy theories of people saying the Rangers are going to go off the board and take Byfield with the first overall pick because supposedly they value him that much. That'd be something interesting too if for some crazy reason Lafreniere falls into the Kings' lap at number 2 and they're gifted twice.
I mean, I'll
winning
take
the lottery and then getting that.
I'll take any of those three guys right now.
Yeah. So it seems like as far as the picks, it seems like Byfield is further away. Like Stützle is more NHL ready now. Like he can contribute to an NHL team now. But overall, big picture, Byfield is projected to be a better player as far as their careers go. So that's a really hard thing. That's a really hard choice. And honestly, I think I've said this before. I feel for Rob Blake because, you know, after a certain time, history's going to look back at that pick and be like, the Kings had the second pick and they passed on Byfield and now he's the best player in the league. Or maybe
he
the
could
other
be
way
a
around.
bust. He could be a bust.
Exactly.
Too.
Or the other way around. And they can be like, the Kings wasted the number 2 pick on Byfield when Stützle was coming up next. And now he's one of the best scorers in the league.
Well,
so
I'm glad he's a GM and not me, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Even when we're interviewing all these Kings players and not players, personnel the last few weeks, they sound like it's between those two, and you can't go wrong right now with either or.
Yeah.
I guess it was that Stamkos Doughty argument too, right?
Yeah.
Very true. That's a good transition for us because for a while that argument against the two was Doughty has 2 cups and Stamkos doesn't have any. Well, yesterday that all changed.
He has one.
Steven Stamkos and the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup last night against the Dallas Stars, which once again kind of sucks for us because we were hoping Dallas would win the cup because there was a bet writing that if Dallas won the cup, then Christian would have to do an entire podcast wearing Rams gear, including the Rams lucha mats. So we were secretly pulling for this to happen. Unfortunately,
I wasn't. You guys were. I was going to the Lightning. 3 words.
Regardless.
Pavelski, Perry, John Stevens. I don't want them to win a cup, man.
Wow.
Hey,
What did John Stevens ever do to you?
He killed our team.
What are you mad about John
He
Stevens
killed
for?
everything.
He was
I
an assistant coach during our glory years.
I did pick Tampa to win the cup
Assistant.
in my prediction, so
No
I'm not.
one cares about this. No one cares.
Hey,
like
I'm tripping that Patty Maroon has 2 back-to-back cups, though.
I know.
Crazy.
Patty Maroon.
Okay,
Nice.
so let's call our shots now. Kings making the playoffs next year?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Now, don't ask me what round they'll exit on.
No, me neither.
But they'll make the playoffs.
I'm
As a
saying
wild
8
card,
teams.
as a
They'll
wild
definitely
card or
be fighting
Pacific
for a
3?
spot.
Wild card?
DJ's trying to make it say,
I
yeah.
don't know, dude. They're going to be close. They're definitely going to be competing. They're not going to be bottom feeding. They're going to be a young team, but it still might be too early. That might be one season too early.
They're going to be in the playoffs, but they're going to exit.
How many teams are in the division? 6, right? 5 or 6?
8?
In each division. No, each division. Each league. Each division.
3 in California, Phoenix. 3 in Canada.
Okay,
so 7.
Phoenix is not going to. Yeah. Seattle's next year.
Not yet.
So, Ducks, they're rebuilding. The Sharks, they're rebuilding.
Sharks can bounce back, though.
Dude,
Sharks aren't
everyone's rebuilding but Vegas.
No, 8 teams. Yeah, I was going to say 8 teams because I didn't count Vegas.
Wow. Vegas.
I don't know.
It was 9. Oh.
So, wait,
it's been a while. It's been a while for hockey.
The top, is the top 3 teams get in?
Vancouver.
Right? What's the NHL playoffs?
8 teams, guys. 8 teams. It was 8.
Okay. So
Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary, Arizona, Anaheim, LA, San Jose. Of those teams, do you think the Kings are in the top 3? Do you guys think the Kings are better than Vegas?
No, they're not. They're not.
No.
They're not a top 3 team.
Are the Kings better than Vancouver?
How many times did we beat Vegas last year, though?
Yeah. I don't think we're top. I think we're not. We're maybe a 4 or 5 seed team.
Yeah.
It all depends on
Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver is going to take another jump. I feel like because they have a good young team also. They've had some of the young guys coming through. I feel like Edmonton is Edmonton, and you can't never count out McDavid and company.
Yeah. And Calgary's always that sneaky one in there.
Yeah.
Calgary's always a thorn in our sides too. Like we already know how that is with those guys, and they're honestly probably going to be one of the top teams again. And the only ones that we're going to for sure be better than, I feel like, are the Ducks. Even the Coyotes had an interesting season last year. They weren't completely a team to write off. I mean, I don't know if Phil Kessel's staying. I don't know how long he signed with them through, but
don't they have Taylor Hall too?
Taylor Hall is also another free agent. So yeah, they're going to have an interesting offseason. Also, not knowing when the season starts, I know there was rumors that it's supposedly maybe in
December,
January was going to start back up. There's no real date, but that's also going to be interesting to see if they play a full season, if it's going to be a modified season, when the next season after this one will start. Would it start back in September like it's supposed to? Or
is there fans going to be in the stadium?
Right. Are there going to be fans in the stadium?
Is Trevor Lewis going to be on the
allowed
team?
to show up? Another
Did we forget about
that?
that?
Trevor Lewis is supposedly part of
the free agency.
Yes. And we're going to see that happen, I think.
And what did I message you guys right away? Man, it's going to be a shame to see him on Vegas win the Cup.
I just think I go to Vegas.
He's going to reunite with Marty.
Oh,
he's going to be. He could be a solid.
Or he can go to Vancouver with all the other ex-Kings.
That is true.
They're trying to up there now.
They're trying to rebuild their own old team over there.
Hey, Roger, we should trade Carter to Vancouver before they can create that 70s line again.
Right? You know they want it.
Yeah.
They want that line. But yeah, guys, it'd be interesting to see if there's any also deals happening at the draft.
Yeah,
how that's going to shake out. And
we forgot about the big trade at Buffalo with Eichel. Does Eichel get traded?
Yeah, that's been another rumor for a while. Also, I'm honestly excited to see what happens. Also, considering the Kings have so many picks in this upcoming draft, like we've been saying for a while, like the Kings are loaded with picks. They have the ability to make some moves, and obviously they're still in the rebuilding phase, so they might not go after some big star, established star, but they have pieces to maybe move up, to move picks higher or whatever. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this.
Yeah, I think they're going to I think they're going to trade 2 of their second-round picks to get into the first again.
When do you guys think Vegas loses its fizzle, so to speak? I
don't know. I don't know how their window, because already. Speaking of Vegas, Marc-Andre Fleury supposedly, there was a drama with him all year long. He lost his starting job. His agent tweeted some picture of him being stabbed in the back. You guys remember seeing that? There's like a picture of him in the crease, and like they put like a long sword coming through his chest. His agent tweeted that, and they made him delete it. So obviously, if his agent's tweeting stuff like that, there's some drama. But yeah, like they're gonna be interesting to watch. I don't know as far as their window when that closes is, but
yeah.
And they don't have to give up a player to Seattle too, though, right? Ain't that one of the rules?
yeah,
No, they don't.
from that.
What?
This shouldn't be.
That's not fair. They're already one of the top teams in the league. Just let them go. Let them suffer like the rest of us. And honestly, who knows? Maybe it's something like, we were saying some teams use it as a strategy. They expose guys who have, non-team friendly contracts in the hopes that they'll get picked up. I know it didn't happen too much for Vegas, but just to have that option.
Who do you think the Kings don't
get
protect?
that option. Dustin Brown.
Dustin Brown, Jeff Carter.
Shut up.
They're not going to take Dustin's contract. Jonathan Quick, they're not going to take those contracts.
And all the kids aren't eligible for that, right? Aren't they protected?
So why are you not going to? Why don't you just not protect those three big players with those big contracts? They're not going to want it. They're going up there in age. They want to go young, probably.
Yeah. So what happens if the Kings just have like a roster full of guys under that threshold? Because what is it, like entry level contracts aren't eligible?
Yeah. Entry level.
Yeah.
So what happens if the roster other than
they can only protect 4 people? Because that's eligible. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, only 4 guys are eligible to be drafted, but they can protect 6. Like
they protect the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team gets protected. They have no one to choose. Can they force them to choose somebody?
You're gonna protect Dowdy. You're gonna protect Kopitar.
They'll definitely be protected. Those 2.
Peterson.
Yeah, the top line. The top line's getting protected.
I follow will be protected.
Peterson's on a top entry level deal still.
No, he won't be after when Seattle drafts.
Yeah, by the time the draft comes, end of
That's next year. That's in a year.
Yeah, Peterson will be eligible for the draft. And so they're gonna protect Peterson over Quick. That's why we all talked.
He's not going to be on an entry level deal anymore.
I think part of he used some of that during the rain time.
Yeah, so he's eligible for the expansion draft. So Quick will be available for Seattle to be taken because there's no way the Kings are letting Peterson be eligible in that draft.
Yeah, no, for sure. They'll definitely protect him, and we already know like the top line gets protected regardless. They don't have to worry about the prospects. So that thank God, because that's honestly where the real value on the team is at the moment with all the young guys that they have, the Turcottes, the Velardis, the Quentin Byfield, or whoever it ends up being. Like those guys are going to be fine regardless.
We just need to trade everyone and get Kyle Clifford back.
We could sign him for free agency. He's a free agent.
Yeah, I know.
Costs him nothing.
I said we need Kyle Clifford back.
Yeah, it costs us nothing. Might as well.
Yeah.
So guys, I feel like this was a pretty solid episode. I mean, I know it was the last minute. We honestly put this together in the last in the last hour, but yeah, there was a lot to cover.
There's a lot to cover. We have internet issues right now, so this was like a last resort. The only thing we could possibly do, and we haven't really talked about like sports besides hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. Think about this. Because of the pandemic, we are in sports overload. We had this week alone.
This week alone has been the craziest week in sports just because there's so much going on at one time. We went from like, I miss sports so much. Where were we at like 4 or 5 months of no sports? We're like, I just want to talk about sports. To this week where there's like, oh my God, the NBA finals are going on. There's baseball playoffs going on. The Stanley Cup finals are going on. It's week 3 in football. It's
college football's back. SEC's back. Big Ten's coming back.
Pac-12, everything's back.
Everything's going on. So
and the French Open,
fun time. So that's why we had to do this episode.
What Bustos mentioned earlier.
You know what's not coming back? Disneyland.
Is it official? I was hearing rumors about it.
I don't know. They laid off like 28,000.
28,000 between Disney World and
Disneyland. But they can come back. They can hire all those guys in a heartbeat when they open.
They have so much money, and I think it's just for the time being. So
yeah, eventually, hopefully, everything will get back to normal. But yeah, guys, solid episode. Everybody who's watching, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Our next interview, we're gonna have Dave Joseph on the show. We've been communicating back and forth with him. We've explained that back at the studio, we've just been having the weirdest issues. Spectrum, if you're listening, like you guys get it together. Like we're just trying to do a live broadcast, and we're just trying to do our thing, and we don't appreciate our internet being constantly cut out. Like, and we paid the bill. Trust me. Like, it wasn't the bill that was the issue.
I'm sure Hooligan was not biting to the wires by accident.
Maybe I probably had to go check all the wires for teeth marks or something like that. But yeah, thank you everybody for checking out this week's episode. We'll be back, if not next week, in the next couple weeks, and hopefully we got some good news. Hopefully we're talking Lakers championship. So until then, guys, thanks for watching.